busting. Many brothers I be sparking and rusting, man, like inside the dark, call me Bill Snatcher. Just a brother for the rapture. I hang live, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my cycle.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the anime. And I gotta say this right now, man. So now that we're getting closer and closer to the actual Boro fight, and now that we're getting closer to manga continuity, I think now's a really good time for us to start having the conversation about Mitsuki, and in particular, Mitsuki actually using Purple Lightning in the anime. So those of you guys who pay very close attention to the Boruto opening, you guys noticed that when Mitsuki was fighting against Boro in the opening, Mitsuki used Purple Lightning. And so I've had a bunch of people hit me up in the comment section like, yo, does this mean that Mitsuki is going to learn Purple Lightning? Does this mean that he actually knows it? And what we've actually been seeing in the actual anime is that different things that have been introduced in the light novels, different things have been introduced in the actual manga. The anime is starting to reference a lot of those things, whether it be Sarada having her Chidori training, which was something implied in the light novels, and Sarada eventually awakening her 3 Tomoe Sharingan in the light novel, and then that transferred over into the actual manga. Well, now you're also in a situation here to where when you look at the character Mitsuki in the manga has Purple Lightning, but in the actual anime we haven't seen him use the jutsu. We haven't even seen him learn the jutsu, and one way they could have showed Mitsuki learning the jutsu is by Mitsuki taking advantage of all these awesome resources that exist in the Boruto world, like say studyfy.com. Hey guys, I'm bringing you the following video sponsored by the website studyfy.com. They're an awesome service with writers who can help you with whatever school or college essay you got coming up. Check out their site, customer reviews, and prices to see more. The best thing is that there's no way you'll get caught out. Studyfy is 100% plagiarism free, and based on your requirements, they can mirror your essay writing style. If you've already done some of the work and need another pair of eyes, Studyfy's experts also do editing and proofreading. Here's how you can easily place an order. Click log in, enter your details, and then go straight to my orders. In this section, you can track orders, choose any writer you like, and chat with them directly. We're gonna send the writer a task that'll really push them. We also set the word count and the deadline. Okay, so let's go with an order on the history of Call of Duty. 2 pages long and 2 required sources. I'm looking forward to reading this. So all you gotta do is click confirm down here, and we're done. The order is placed, and I can choose any of the writers who appear on the screen. You've got a great choice of writers here, and you can compare their prices and read the reviews. I know a lot of you guys are in college and school, and even though it's summertime, some of you guys might be in summer classes. I recommend checking out studyfy.com and use my link down in the description box to do so. But with that being said, let's get back in today's video. In fact, Mitsuki in the manga actually used Purple Lightning against Al, and when you look at the anime version of the fight, they took that out and they changed it to the Lightning Shadow Snake Jutsu. But now that we've seen this actually done in the anime, what this actually shows you is that the anime team is aware of the fact like, yo, Mitsuki should have actually used this. And so I've seen people wonder, are we potentially gonna see Mitsuki undergo some training for this, or maybe Mitsuki learned it off screen and we're gonna see it in the Boro fight? And now that the actual Boro battle is coming up, you guys should have already seen the spoiler video that I put up covering the upcoming Boruto episodes. If you haven't watched that, make sure you check it out. However, now that we know that fight's coming, I want to talk about whether or not it is reasonable to expect Mitsuki using the jutsu. So I really feel like it's a 50-50 type of situation. I feel like if that was something they were going to do, if they were going to have Mitsuki use that jutsu, the best way to actually set that up is when we saw Boruto and Mitsuki during their training. I really feel like they should have actually had that be one of those moments where Mitsuki used that jutsu when he was training with Boruto. I think that that would have been a really nice moment right there. Maybe if you see them training to learn the jutsu, that could have been something very interesting, and it would have been something very believable, just given the fact that both of them are prodigies. Boruto is the prodigy son of the Hokage, and he's the student of a generational prodigy in Sasuke, and Mitsuki came from whatever in the world Orochimaru created him from, but Orochimaru was also a generational genius. So both of them being able to pick up things like that, that would make something that makes a lot of sense. However, they didn't go that route, and I really feel like that's why it's a 50-50 type of situation. I feel like if they just slipped Mitsuki using purple lightning into the anime. A lot of people are gonna be upset because we didn't actually see any type of confirmation that Mitsuki learned the jutsu off screen. It's gonna feel like something happened in the manga where it's just kind of shoehorned into the actual story and you just have to actually accept it. And so I want to look at the pros and cons of that. So obviously the pros of that would be it's one of those things that's further tying back into the actual manga continuity. And another benefit to actually seeing that is that you actually see some development in the character of Mitsuki, because the fact is that in the manga, Mitsuki is a pretty much irrelevant character. He's been shoved into the background. He's had a few moments here and there, like when he has a moment where he's sparring against Kawaki, but we haven't actually seen Mitsuki really cut loose in the actual manga continuity. His shining moment in the manga was using purple lightning against Ao. And so when you look at the anime, the reason why this could potentially be something that works is this gives you an opportunity to actually hype up the Boro battle even further. When you have Team 7 going up against Boro, having Mitsuki whip out something like that, when you also have another jutsu that's being used as a lightning release jutsu, that could be something that absolutely helps if you have it where Mitsuki is actually playing a critical role in actually bringing down Boro, or at least setting up for the maneuver that's going to take out Boro. That is something to where there's a huge payoff to that. However, the problem is that we didn't see him work for that power, and that's where you're looking at it and it's like, well, we don't have the biggest payoff, which kind of goes back into the actual cons of this situation. So a major con of this situation is we're potentially looking at a scenario, a situation where Mitsuki, by not actually being shown training to learn the jutsu or have an offhand reference to the fact that, hey, Mitsuki learned the jutsu, by not actually seeing something like that, it's gonna feel a lot like Sarda's 3 Tomoe Sharingan, where it's one of those things to where just as manga readers are scratching their head saying, where did this happen? And I had to say, hey, this took place in a light novel. It's gonna be the same thing for anime viewers, where if Mitsuki whips out purple lightning out of nowhere, I'm gonna have to tell anime viewers like, yo, Mitsuki learned this in the actual manga. And that's something to where it gets a little too confusing for people that either watch the anime only or people that read the manga only. What they're doing with Boruto is something to where they're taking a page out of the Star Wars stuff to where you have to be aware of all the various mediums where the story gets told in order to piece together everything. And while I personally enjoy that format because I'm a Star Wars geek at heart, the fact of the matter is that a lot of your modern day fans are not, at least in the West, a lot of your modern day fans are not going to be down with a format like that. A lot of Western fans want to be able to sit down, watch a series from beginning to end, and be able to actually follow it and have no issues. And so on one hand, I kind of get where they're coming from, but on the other hand on this, I feel like they're ignoring a portion of the actual fan base. And given the fact that Naruto is a franchise, which Boruto is still a part of, has always been bigger in the West than it's been in Japan, it's one of those things to where you have to kind of cater a little bit to your audience over here. But that's one of those things to where I do feel like we're not going to actually see purple lightning because we have a manga director who is very in tune with the actual fan base, but at the same time, you have to remember, this is a Japanese director. This is somebody that's a part of the Japanese fandom, which is why ever since he's taken over, we've seen 2 light novels adapted into the actual anime, because while one of them were released here in America, the other one wasn't. The 2 novels I'm referring to being the Mirai light novel, where it was Mirai, Might Guy, and Kakashi, and they were going on that mission to the hot springs where they were really looking for the Jashin cult leader, and then the other light novel being the Naruto Parent and Child Day novel. Those are novels that sold over in Japan and did moderately well over there, which is why the anime director adapted that stuff. And so I could see a scenario to where he's like, yo, it's in the manga, let's go ahead and give the guy purple lightning, but I do feel like that's going to alienate some of your Western fans over here. However, I want to know from you guys, what side of the fence do you guys fall on? Do you think that we need to see it, especially since it was shown to us in the opening and it's been shown to us in the manga, or do you think it's one of those things where it just needs to kind of be floated out there and they're like, yo, Mitsuki knows the jutsu is cool, and move on? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching on to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.